We can also listen to this ensemble with the granules and spray to get the full rhythm. Mixing in Logic Audio. When I do a mix, I like to be quick. Your ears are your most important tool. I'm going to teach you how to protect them and how to be quick. Being quick is also to avoid becoming a perfectionist. First, I use a limiter on the percussion instruments to crush them. Then, I adjust the volume quickly on each instrument. This is called the balance. I equalize the instruments one by one. First, to mitigate bad frequencies, coming from the instruments or the microphone, to somehow net them. I also use equalization to highlight nice frequencies on the instrument. Most of the time, it's better to reduce bad frequencies on an instrument, then you can increase the volume and make the frequencies come out nicely. I create some panoramics on every instrument, except the bass, which is better in the center of the mix. Finally, I choose a nice reverb. Sometimes I use my laptop speakers to hear my mix, mainly to control the treble and that the bass is not saturated. To hear them clearly and not too loudly. When you listen to your mix with a low volume, you can also make a nice balance and quickly hear which instrument is in front and the back. With this technique, you can also adjust the trebles of your mix and preserve your ears. Mastering your track quickly to protect your ears. As for mixing, mastering is an effort for your ears. I'm going to give you some tips to protect them, to be quick and to get a natural result. I put a limiter on the master stereo track with a soft knee. It allows a little more volume on my track. In that context, I don't need to get the most powerful volume in the world. Then I control the master track in my professional headphone using a strong volume to control the bass, distortion, and the treble, whistling. Next, I control the master track on the bad headphone, cheap in a common store, to control the medium frequencies. Usually, bad headphones pick up bad medium frequencies, so I decrease them with an equalizer on the master. When I'm done, I go to my car and listen to my track on its speakers. If it sounds good in the car, it's all good. Mixing in Logic Audio. The trash. It emits low frequencies, but you still have to know how to make them stand out when mixing. First, I added a limiter on the track to override the attacks that were too strong. Then, I added an equalizer. Very important for bringing out the bass, especially around 50 Hz. Useful for cutting unwanted frequencies. I also added a little more clarity on the medium frequencies. No need for reverb for that sound, which is in the low frequency register. I have taken this sound with a stereo microphone, so I rectify the sound panorama by putting it in the center. The shovel 1. I think an equalizer is enough. I cut the undesirable frequencies, and I increased a little bit the basic resonance of the object, which is near 148 Hz. I added a rather short reverb. I decided to place this sound on the left side of my mix, making it a light panoramic. The sprayer. For this object, an equalizer is enough. It serves me to cut undesirable frequencies. Here anything below 200 Hz, because the sprayer doesn't emit sound of bass. I slightly increase the high-medium frequencies to bring out the sound of the object in the mix. I also decided to put this sound on the left side of my mix. The gun. The equalizer will be used to reduce several frequencies below 200 Hz, and also the treble above 10 kHz. Then to slightly increase the medium frequencies to bring the object out in the mix. I add a short reverb. I put this sound on the right side of my mix. The Mason level. An equalizer will be used to cut the critical frequencies below 500 Hz, because this object does not have one. But also to increase the average frequencies below 500 Hz and 3 kHz, because they are the beautiful frequencies of the tool. And finally, to reduce the height of the suction of 5 kHz. It's to remove the aggressive side that you can hardly feel in the ear. A short reverb will be necessary. I put this sound on the left side of my mix. The shovel too. An equalizer will be used to reduce the critical frequencies below 112 Hz. I make a nice bell at 210 Hz to bring out the beautiful resonance of the object. I cut off unnecessary frequencies in the mediums and the high to soften the object sound in the mix. A short reverb will be required for this type of sound. I put this sound on the right side of my mix, making a slight panoramic. The boot remover. An extensive equalization will be necessary on the sound. I cut down the low frequencies on it a lot because it's mainly in the high register. I also cut the whistle at 2750 Hz. And I soften these trebles. A long reverb will be nice on this type of sound. As I moved the object on the both sides of my microphone, when I took the sound, I decided to leave the panoramic view in the center to respect the microphone stereo record. The grid one